Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to learn the poem. The name of the poem is Microbe, and this poem is written by the Hilary Belloc. The poem is about microbe. Microbe is a tiny living organism. You can see in this picture. This is a picture of a microbe. Microbe is a microorganism, especially a bacteria causing disease or a bacteria which cause fermentation. It's known as a microbe. Microbes are very tiny living things and that are found all around us. Everywhere there is a presence of a microbe. But we cannot see these microbes. Why? Because they are very tiny. And these microbes are found all around us and are too small to be seen by the naked eye. Naked eye means उघड्या डोळ्याने आपण पाहू शकत नाही. They live in water, soil and in the air. The human body is the home to millions of these microbes too, also called microorganisms. Some microbes make us sick, others are important for our health also. So today we are going to see the poem which is about a microbe, and it tells or describes how the microbe is. Let's read the first stanza of this poem. The microbe is so very small, you cannot make him out at all. But many sanguine people hope to see him through a microscope. His jointed tongue that lies beneath 100 curious rows of teeth. His 7 tough tails with lots of lovely pink and purple spots. The poet is telling us that the microbe is very small. Microbe is very tiny living organism. You cannot make him out at all, means see him with a great difficulty. It's not possible to see this microbe with the naked eyes. That's why the poet is saying that you cannot make him out at all. These microbes are present everywhere in air, soil, but we cannot see them. They are very small. But there are some sanguine people. Sanguine means what? Cheerfully or optimistic. Especially scientists are optimistic. Means confident and hopeful people. Such as sanguine people, they hope that to see him through a microscope. Here in this picture you can see this is a scientist. Scientists are hopeful, sanguine people. As such a sanguine peoples would like to see such microbe through the microscope. This is a microscope in which we can see a tiny things. A very small things can easily be seen through this microscope. Next, these 4 lines describes how this microbe is. The scientists describe the microbe as having a jointed tongue that lies beneath 100 curious rows of teeth. And 100 rows of teeth, it has 7 tough tails with lots of pink and purple spots. In this picture you can see that this microbe has 7 tails. How many tails it has? 7 tails. Tuft means hairy tail with the hair tied together. Such a 7 tough tail it has, and on that tail there are pink and purple spots. Now let's read the second stanza of this poem. on each of which a pattern stands composed of 40 separate bands. And further, the scientists describe that each spot has a pattern on it made of 40 separate bands. The microbes has eyebrows also. His eyebrows of a tender green. Tender means soft. What is the color of his eyebrow? Green color, soft green color eyebrows. The microbes' eyebrows are tender green in color. All these have never yet been seen, but scientists who ought to know assure us that they must be so. Oh, let us never doubt what nobody is sure about. This whole description is about the microbe. How is the microbe? Have you seen microbe? No one has seen microbe. But this only sanguine means scientist has seen this microbe under the microscope. So he is describing how is see and tells what is a microbe, how its look and that everything. So the poet is saying that all this had never yet been seen. But scientists who ought to know, these only people want to know that how is this microbe, and they assure us. Assure us means they tells us with a certainty, means tells us that this is that and that is that. We have to accept it. We don't have any say about it. Why? Because these peoples are proving that the microbe is like that, like this, and we have to accept it. We don't have any say about it. They assure us that they must be so, and we have to accept it. Oh, let us never doubt what nobody is sure about. We are not sure about how it is, this microbe, so we should not take a doubt on it. In this way, the poet is advising us that you don't have any doubt about this microbe. The description, whatever the descriptions the scientist is giving, we have to only accept it. Okay? You like this poem? This is a funny poem because the poet makes fun of the confusing explanations of simple things that scientists give. Scientists give this explanations of this microbe is really a confusion one, and funny also. Did you like this poem?